I do not want to be a speedrunner in a game with RNG. I don't think I could ever speedrun a game that had like significant RNG. I would hate my existence. I think speedrunning a game that has RNG is quite possibly like Super Mario 64 has RNG, right? But I don't think it's that bad. It's like pretty not bad. I don't think I could ever speedrun a game that has like real RNG. It feels like I would fucking despise my existence. Like someone in this chat, he's one of my best friends. He used to fucking speedrun Paper Mario 64 like all cards. I remember like he would literally lose runs 2.5 hours in. Like he was a world record holder, and he'd lose runs 2.5 hours in because a strat that he has to use just strictly didn't work. Like it was just a chance, and it just happened to not work. And I'm thinking like if I was ever in that spot, I would never do it again. I'd be like, no, 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 fuck that. Makes everyone is different. Well, I guess that's a little different, but I still don't know. Like it could be cool, but again, once you get to a certain optimized level, it's like you just have to get certain things, and just not getting them like super far into run, I would hate my life. Speedrunning seems super cool, but it'd have to be a game that had either little to no RNG. Like Celeste to me is like the perfect speedrun game. Not gonna pull an Armada. I mean, I could do SM64. It has minimal enough RNG. You gotta grind that game though. I mean, I would speedrun Celeste before I speedran Super Mario 64. Celeste seems like a fucking super cool game to run. I mean, I know a lot about grinding games. I play fucking Super Smash Bros. Melee for a living. The nice part about my game is my game requires just as much grinding as virtually any other game. I also hate the part of a game where I'm bad. I hate being bad at games because it's like I get mad that I'm losing to shitty strategies, but I'm too bad to do anything about it. And I also have to hold the fact that I am garbage, and that's like an endless loop of just pissing me off. So I have a really hard time getting good at games nowadays. Because very few games I like enough to like stomach through that part. Depends. If it's like I'm just playing something and I really don't care that much, yeah, fine. But if like I like the game, I don't want to be bad at it. I can't fucking stand it. So why did you just push through Melee? I don't know why I just pushed through with Melee. I think part of me really liked the game. Like I do think I really like Melee. I don't know why I pushed through so hard with it though. I really don't. It's like I always just came back to it. I don't know why. That's actually a really good question. I have no idea why I did with Melee specifically. How'd you even get started? My cousin used to beat me in Brawl, but I would always beat him in Melee because I always thought Melee was like the way better game even as a casual. Might be because I was just better at it, but I also like the speed of it. So I remember one time he just like started playing P+, and then he came back and shit on me in Melee. And I was just like so salty, and I was like, this cannot be a thing. And then I started playing P+, I started playing Melee, got better at Melee, and then just kind of kept going with it, honestly. I think what kept me going with Melee for a while was I ran my school's Smash Club, and so they literally were dependent on me to like function. And so that kept me like coming back over and over again. And so that kept me going through at least college. Who'd you play in PM, Wolf? This was in college. I started when I was 20, 21. And then I just kind of kept going. I don't know. I got like top 100, and then I took a mini break. I came back, and I was a lot better. And then I took another break for law school, and then I came back, and I was like basically top 10 at that point. And I was like, wait, like I'm basically right there. And then it was also a way for me to get out of my grandparents' house. I had a really good friend who let me stay at her house for like a year, basically, to try to like get Melee so I can get out of my house, which was obviously really beneficial. So that kept me kind of in it. That's what got me started. And she got me started on streaming too. And now it's just not my job. I guess it's just my job now. I don't really know. How long were your breaks? Month or 2 months? I took a few like 2 or 3 month breaks for sure. I had one when I was in a massive PUBG phase. That was one break. I barely played then. Law school was like a 3-month break where I like barely played at all. I tried going to Taurus in law school, but I just really didn't have time to net play most of the time. Especially the last like month or two. I didn't play it basically at all. Do breaks help get better? They can help. It depends. I think I still watch some Melee streams. I think I just never really played. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Melee specifically. I just kept going out with. I guess it's because I was able to see. Honestly, like it might be because I started in a not great scene, and so I was able to see like local results pretty fast. And that kept me like motivated to keep like playing and winning. And then every time I'd come back to New York, I always had gotten substantially better, and so it was like always really easy for me to see my progress. That probably has like a pretty big part to do with it if I had to guess. That probably was a really good reason. Really big part of why I got good at Melee. I started in upstate New York, so I was the best player in my region like 4 months into playing. 5 months into playing. Like seriously playing. I had some skill before, and just because I played all my life like for fun. But I didn't know like anything about the scene, I guess. But I guess like 4 or 5 months, I was like kind of the best in my immediate city. 5 months, yeah. I got good really fast at this game. And then I was almost top 100 a year into playing. Like the first year I competed, I barely missed out on top 100. Next year I got 84th. I still maintain that was a gross under ranking, but it's literally irrelevant now, so I don't really care. The next year I got 34th, and then I got 9th. And now I'm 3rd, I guess, from last year. So I've had like really drastic improvement every year, basically. First 2022. That's gonna be the hope. That's gonna be the hope. How'd you get good so fast? I grinded a lot, and I think I just had a really good improvement method of getting better. I had a lot of people who helped me. I asked for analysis from top players a lot. I asked for help from top players a lot. I money matched top players a lot. I asked them questions. I was always in their chats, and I just grinded, honestly. Like, I think I just did everything that you're quote-unquote supposed to do, besides, like, I guess, fucking, I didn't do that much analysis. That was the one thing I should have done more. But the thing is, I watched so much top-level Melee that I think that kind of temporarily, like, filled the need to analyze, because I was just always getting new ideas. I think my first summer in New York, I got PR'd, like, 11th in Tri-State. So, yeah, I had a pretty fast rise. Pretty fast. I had the fastest rise of anyone in the last decade. That's more than pretty fast, but I feel like even still, I could have done so many things better. I'm not gonna lie. I still think there's room for someone to do what I did a lot faster. How'd I get the time to practice? I probably put Melee before school a few too many times while I was in college. And then I worked a part-time job for a while. And then I had a full-time job, but I just played Melee afterwards, I guess. Well, the thing is with Slippy, a lot of people might do it faster, but the top level players are also getting better faster. So they have more they have more shit that they're gonna have to make up too. I talked about it the other day, but like Mango in the past 2 years, I think has gotten so much better than he had in like the past like 4 years combined. And so they're still gonna have to catch up to ever improving top players. Like Zane is definitely way better than any top player has been ever, and so is Mango. Even I think my current skill would dominantly be #1 in like 2018, 2019. I'm like pretty certain of that my skill right now would be dominantly #1. Like people are getting really, really good at this point. Armada. I think Armada would be the first person to admit that if you put my current skill in 2019, I would be #1. Like pretty clearly. IMO. Bottom line is Slippy makes the NA growth OP in European got wrecked. Europe actually has such a hard time now. I feel so bad for Europe. Like NA in a weird indirect way, Slippy almost killed Europe. Is that sick? The field is weaker relative to what it used to be. That doesn't mean objectively the skill is worse. It means that overall the quality of like top level players is lower than what it used to be, which I don't necessarily disagree with, because there used to be 6 or 7 people who go win a super major, and until like pretty recently it felt like there were only 2.